This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Good evening from wherever it is that you might be joining us from today, and welcome to another episode of Sunny Side Up Family Talks, where the conversations that we bring here are all about the family, and we really, really hope that these conversations continue and carry on long after the show has gone off the air. So we're really excited because today we've got another great topic, as you could see behind me here, that we're going to be talking about. But before we do that, we want to greet our international audience who's joining us by tossing this over to one of our lovely co-hosts who happens to be the emotion that we all wish that we could have every single day. Sister Joy, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you, Brother Robert. And good morning to all of you who are tuning in, because it's always sunny side up. Well, actually, this is the sunniest location across the globe. So we're so delighted to have all of you. And yes, I am full of emotion. I am joyful, right? I'm full of joy and I'm so happy. Not just the sunny side up of Florida, but this is Sunny Side Up Family Talks, and that's near and dear our hearts, our family, right? And so whether your mom, your dad, your auntie, your uncle, your brother or sister, we've always got something for you, and we've always got something to talk about when it comes to our family. So I'm ready to talk about our episode today. But before we do, Brother Robert, we have someone very special with us.
Yeah, I was going to say, if as we want to talk about things that are new and exciting, we've got something new and exciting. Joining us today is one of our new hosts who's going to be joining us here on the show regularly. There she is. You may have seen her on a previous program that we had here as a guest, and we are super, super excited that she's going to be joining us here on a more regular basis here on Sunny Side Up Family Talks, and that's going to be Sister Liza. Sister Liza, good morning. Can you...
Hello po. Good morning po to everyone and to all our brethren who are viewing and tuning in and all over the world po.
Look at that. She already sounds like she's a professional.
She's
like, you know what? I can just log off. She'll take over.
There you go. You'll just take over. This is the
we'll have her do this.
Long way to go.
We're so very excited to have you joining us this morning. Sister Liza, tell us quickly a little bit about your family and where you're from.
I am from Tampa, Florida po. I am 35 years old, and my husband, Edward Santos po. And we have two beautiful kids. Our eldest po is Naomi. She's 7, and we have the youngest, Noah. He's 4 years old, 3 years old.
Oh boy, this is perfect, Sister Joy, right? Because we talked about how we have families that are all at different stages, right? So we've got obviously Sister Audrey, who, by the way, isn't joining us today because it looks like the latest little Topalis is making his way into the family here very, very soon. So we wish her the best of luck here with the new baby. But so she's going to have 2 kids under 2. Yeah. So we've got that perspective. We've got Sister Liza here now, who's got children in that 8 and 4-year-old range, right? So kind of we've got that middle. Right?
I want to rush it. Huh?
It's really exciting. Wait, how old is Naomi? She's like 15 now, right? So
7. I know her height is like 15.
Mentally she's like 15 though. She's very advanced. And then Sister Joy, of course, we've got your kids who are like in these different stages of school. You've got them in middle school, high school, and in elementary, right?
Yeah.
So you've got them there. And then I've got 2 grown-up kids that I've kicked out of the house. Well, no, one of them's still here. But we've got grandkids. So this is awesome. This is I guess a great makeup for the program, because now we're able to really have the full spectrum of the different ways that families are comprised. And that's I think going to be an awesome insight. We're really excited to hear about your insights, Sister Liza, with some of our topics. Of course, today's topic is about fun, and we are a program that's all about fun or food. 100%. One of those two. Food is fun,
I
right?
mean,
Is that
just in the name, right? We're sunny side up, and
that's right.
right, sunny
Eggs,
side up, eggs
eggs.
right there.
As long as you like them
Bonding,
scrambled.
food, family.
There you go. You're in there
So
for sure.
today we want to talk about what are some of the fun activities, because we had a show 2 weeks ago, I think, where we talked about like sharing passions with our kids, right? Different things. We had a couple of dads that were on that were sharing their passions. If you remember,
Fun.
Brother Chris was here with Jace talking about trading cards, and then
Mhm.
we had Brother Jim and his son that was on that was talking about the monster trucks, and those kinds of activities. But we want to go a little further into understanding the importance and the value
Mhm.
behind spending time with your family,
Yeah.
and that family time can, in fact, be fun.
Mhm.
May
Yeah.
not be for the kids when they first think about, oh, I have to spend
Uh,
time with you guys, and I want to go out with my friends. I want to be online with my games. I want to, be doing whatever, but it
Mhm.
may not necessarily involve a family. And so today's show, what we really want to focus on is one, obviously, why is family time together so important?
Oh yeah.
And
Mhm.
second, well, how do you do it? Because I'm sure that there's some families, if you guys are on there and you're
Mhm.
struggling for ideas and you're wondering, well, my 12-year-old is never going to want to do anything with me, or my 15-year-old would
Mhm.
rather spend time with their friends or whatever. We want to give you guys some ideas and maybe a way to sort of strategize, I guess,
Mhm.
if you will. What are the things that you need to do? But so let's start with the first thing, which is understanding what is that formula for family fun, right? Just like with anything, right? There's a scientific formula behind everything, Sister Joy.
For sure.
And and the
But
and the
it's not
first
always so complicated. So that's
right.
that's the beauty of it today, and you'll
Yeah.
realize that it's not complicated at all.
It's a simple formula. It
Yes,
really is.
it's a
It's
simple.
only three elements.
There you
There's
go.
three elements.
I like
The
it.
family fun formula is only three elements. Element number one is obviously you've got to know your family. It
Yeah.
sounds really, really simple, right? But you've got to know your family, meaning you've got to know their ages, which obviously we just talked about. You got to know what
Mhm.
their interests are, and you
Sure.
want to know what. And this was an interesting thing that I read. You got to understand their energy levels.
Oh
Like
yeah.
some kids are like super, super high energy, like just
Mhm.
bouncing off the walls, and
Yes.
others are like really chill, right?
Yeah.
They just kind of sit
Mhm.
down, and I'd rather read a book. I'd rather play chess or whatever. So in doing that, Sister Liza, with Naomi and with
No.
uh, with the Noah, have do you notice that there's different energy levels between the two of them, or are they kind of parallel?
At first spot there is, because Noah is like he's like kind of reserved at first. He is so afraid to try things at first.
Kind of chill.
Naomi,
Mm.
she's fearless. She's
Yeah,
gonna go to the playground pot, going on the top of the like a railing or climbing wall.
climbing.
Yes, she's really fearless. And then so that's the first time po that we had a like it's really hard to bring them together in a playground. The one just want to just sit down, one wants to go around. So, but as you bring them together, po, every time because brother Ed always bring the kids after his work,
Hmm.
Mhm.
so he see to it that he can take the kid to the playground, and then that's how he get used to it. And
Yes.
now he likes, let's go to the playground, let's go to the pool,
Mhm.
who wants to try things out. So now, Paul, we're not we don't have any hard time or we don't have any issue bringing them together.
Because did it is
Right.
it because like one like did Noah start becoming more open and wanting to run
Yes,
around
yes,
because of his ate? Okay.
yeah. But once they shared activities, it's not gonna be hard for a parent,
Very
you
true.
know, to bring in a places what activities we should do because they have the same interest. And
Yeah.
what's nice about that, Paul, is um my husband, brother Edu, is he's really like active.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'm the one who's chill. I'm the one
Right,
serving.
right, right.
"No, no, no, don't bring the kids there. But he is not. No, let them
And
roam
now
around.
and now and now brother Edu's the one climbing on the monkey bars, right? Is he? He's the one
Yeah.
climbing and swinging off of the swings and everything else. So
Yeah.
he's right there with them. Well, what about you, Sister Joy? Because your kids are somewhat close, like with Naomi and Noah. What's their age gap?
3 years, 4 years po.
4 years, like four
Yeah.
years. And then for you, Sister Joy, because you've got kids now that are in these three very
Yeah.
different stages,
Yeah.
right? What did you notice that there are different like energy levels, different interests with
Oh,
them, or are they kind of
100%. And you know what's funny is that I say when you learn that I have one high schooler, one middle schooler, and one elementary, you think that I
Mhm.
have this span. When my first two, Jacob and Caleb, they're actually only a year and a half apart.
oh, they're
Mhm.
close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're pretty close. So it was a lot of fun when I would take them like to the playground during that season of life when I would take them to the playground and watch them. They both are they're two different energy levels, first of
Yes.
all. But when they were small, my Caleb, he was like my courageous, brave, daring. He was
Mhm.
like your Naomi. Like
Yes.
I remember taking him and there was like a tube tunnel and he's like, I think he was only not even two. Like, where's my child? Where is this is the child that climbed up a tree.
Mhm.
I remember being pregnant with my third and he climbed up a tree and I couldn't find him. This is not even this is like away from the playground. And I'm like,
Mhm.
where's my child? Did he fall in the lake? Where did
Oh
he go?
no.
And I'm calling him. I'm super pregnant. I have my other, I had Jacob. I forgot. I think Jacob was maybe around
Mhm.
4 years old. I'm like, where is he? Where did they go? And when we say understanding your children, this is
Yeah.
one of them, right? You take them to the playground
Mhm.
and there's my child at the top of the tree. It's like, hey mom. I'm like, how am I gonna get you down from there? And that's just how they were in that season and learning that, but bringing them together was
Yeah.
it's fun. I miss it. I really do. I mean, I love the season that we're in now, but yeah, enjoy it, learn it
You'll
because
miss
it's
it.
like a wave, right? It changes,
Yes.
it'll change,
Yes.
and just trying to understand that is it does take a little time. It does take a little time, but making that time really is so worth it. It's so worth it.
Mhm.
It
And
is.
our
It is
children
well
are
and
different po.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Every
Oh,
children is
especially with
different.
yeah.
Yes. That's why it's a big challenge for us parents to understand, to learn more of our children because not both of them, not all of them are the same. So
Yes,
we have to balance where we should do what we should do just to complement the needs or just to
exactly.
give the needs of our children.
That's going to be a lesson that I think Audrey is going to have to learn that, just because you have mastered maybe little baby J, this
Yeah,
new one that's coming can be
Mhm.
completely different
Yeah.
personality, can be a completely different set of
yeah.
interests. And you bring up a good point, Sister Joy, when you talk about trying to put together this family time and understanding them. It's the second ingredient in the family formula fun
Mhm.
or the family fun formula, and that is know your time.
Yes.
Mhm.
Know how much time you've got. So know your family, obviously, know your time. So this way, the activities can either be very quick or
Mhm.
if you have more time, you can have maybe an occasional activity, which is an all day thing.
Yes.
Going
Mhm.
out to the
Yeah.
beach, going out to
Mhm.
have a picnic, going out to do things that are maybe more time consuming. Obviously, for
Yeah.
us in the church, we're also very, very busy, so very active, with just juggling family and things that we have to do with work for those of us that have that, or especially being so focused on a lot of the activities in church. But you know what the
Mhm.
beauty is? The beauty is that the church recognizes that,
Yes.
the
Yes.
Church of Christ, right? The administration recognizes that time is so valuable, but more importantly, family time is also just important. So
Yes.
they create a lot of these activities, right? They
Mhm.
create things in the CFO, Sister Joy. I'm opening this up for you, you
Yeah.
know, to give families the opportunity to still have that bonding time together,
Exactly.
but
And they
do
give us
it
these tools.
in
You're
activity.
right. These
Yeah.
tools. And if you're just new joining in with us, CFO stands for Christian Family Organization. And just as you said, Brother Robert, I mean, it's a incredibly, and I say that with a capital INC.
INC.
There you go. It's an incredibly beautiful thing because our church administration has identified that there are different seasons of life, right? We have our married, our married brethren, our married members. We have those who are young adults, right? Who are kind of going through this stage of life where they're finishing up their career studies and entering into their career, preparing for that next stage of life. And then we have our youth, our really, our youth members, our younger youth members, right? That are that age. It's that age. It's like around they're baptized, right? So that's around 12 years old and up to 17. So they're right there and they're focused in their studies, in that transition for higher learning like college and things like that. Then we have our little lambs, right? Those are our CWS, which is their acronym for our children that are about 4 years old. And we have different activities designed for those age groups. And then we also have activities for all CFO, for the entire Christian family organization. So it's really nice. And when we talk about, finding those quality times, that is definitely right there, an opportunity to spend quality time. And what's even better than just participating in these activities, guys? What's really nice is if you are actively involved as an officer in the Christian family, right? Because
that's so appropriate considering I have two of our world-renowned district booklet officers here on the show with me today, right?
Yeah, it's fun. And and Sister Lisa, you are just so beautifully gifted with like so many things. What's funny is, we talk about being active in the Christian family organization. And here's an example, right? Sister Eliza, you and Brother Edu, right? You are in the sports committee, right? But check this out, guys. Not only, okay, they're in the sports committee, which, we focus on sports for not just married members, but for the entire family. But they are very actively involved when it comes to like the arts part of our activities. You might have even seen a few of them, like for when we have our booklet activities, our booklet nights, right? You guys just do such a beautiful job of designing and then thinking, for doing those types of things. And that right there is just a great example of what you can do as a family, because I know that your family is very much involved. I remember Noah was like, wasn't he like even participating in the balloon decoration?
Balloon, yes po.
Right? That's family time there.
It is. And that's what we're talking about. It's getting them involved, right? In the various activities, getting them to understand the value of spending that time organizing an activity is family time. And you can make it fun. I mean, that's one of the keys, right? It's because for kids, it's all about that, right? Because they don't really understand yet the importance and the value behind spending this time together. They look at it as, is it fun? Am I enjoying myself? What am I getting out of it? Kind of a thing. And evolving that is going to be part of the growth of our children and keeping them involved in these activities. That's all part of the growth. And so, because I want to get to some examples, the third and final ingredient in the family fun formula. So knowing your family, knowing your time, is knowing your budget, right?
Yes.
You got to know your budget, because you have to know not every single family fun activity involves going to an amusement park.
Oh, yes. I mean, even though we're here in Florida,
much to the disappointment of my wife, to Sister Lulu, much to the disappointment of my wife, Sister Lulu, it doesn't involve always going to the amusement park. But there are fun activities. And like you said, Sister Joe, we live in Florida. There's so many things you can do here. There's free, low cost things that are able to be really, really enjoyable times. So let's talk about a couple of things that are kind of, we'll call it $0 fun activities, right? Here's some examples. And then you guys come up with some, doing things even in your backyard. If you've got a backyard that's large, I know, Sister Liza, you guys have got an enormous backyard, right? I could run a rodeo in your backyard.
Roll over there.
We're going to next.
Yes, we're going to do a rodeo in the Santos' backyard. But I mean, there's space there, right? So the kids can run around. You can create, an obstacle course, just whatever.
Play
using the backyard, play in the back. And then in the parks, we're in Florida. There's so many parks.
A lot of parks, yes. Also
Lots
the
of
beaches.
playgrounds. Yes, beaches. big thing. That's why we live in Florida.
Yes.
Exactly.
Then
We don't
doing
have to
things
take them to a private resort. No, just
No,
take them to a
exactly. You
public
could remember we live in the state where people come to vacation.
yes.
That's
Yes,
the
yeah.
we're being in Florida. We're the welcoming state for everyone. But during spring break, we tell everybody the same thing. Florida's closed, so just you know go elsewhere because it gets
No, I mean, these are
we get
just walk
too crowded.
activities. You just, like you said, you go right outside. I do have to share this because just
Mhm.
recently, like we were talking about no cost, but you can even do a little low cost, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
We're blessed because we do have a vehicle that can take us to different places. But there was just the other day, me and the kids were like, you know what? Let's do something a little different. We have public transportation here in Florida and in the Central Florida region. We're blessed to have something called the Sunrail. And this is like a
Oh,
yes, and
Yes.
it's just like it's kind of like I don't want to say it's a bullet train because it's not a bullet train. It's kind of like a train, right?
train,
And it
yeah.
takes us
It's like a
throughout the
train.
Central Florida area. I think it
Mhm.
starts off in one of our regions, like in the Kissimmee area. And then it can take you all the way even up to a little bit north, a little bit past like our Sanford region and into like the DeBerry area. So I told the kids, I'm like let's just try it. And of course, at first I got some resistance because they're like, why don't we just drive? If you want to go to the library, there's one right around the block,
Mhm.
which is true. But I was like, you know what? While they're still at this age and while I can still kind of tell them like, no, let's just do this. Let's go for it. So we took the Sunrail. We parked up at one of the locations. We took the Sunrail, and it's very. I mean, this it cost me and the three kids. I think it cost us like $5. But
Wow,
yeah,
really?
and we took the Sunrail, and what we did was we took it downtown. We walked around downtown, and then we went to I forgot where we went. It even took us like to one of the major hospitals, and it was just a fun, different experience, and it didn't cost much. I mean, it took just a little bit of fighting the resistance of like why are we doing this? Let's just try it. But we overall physically we had a great time because we were walking. We walked we explored. You have a different perspective, right? We
Mhm.
went downtown and just here in Central Florida, we mostly drive. So just walking and seeing the same buildings, going down the same streets that we pass by, but doing it by foot just gave us a different perspective. We're like, oh, we didn't know that this was there. Look at that. Look at the lights. Look at the building. You see different things. And it was just nice. So it was kind of also like a life lesson, like, there's always a different perspective to look at
Yeah.
things. And again,
And
it didn't cost much. And the funniest thing is that we did it all in, I think it was like an hour, like maybe an hour and a half,
Mhm.
and it
wow.
didn't, yeah, where normally I think if I drove, I would have had to fight traffic, like, okay, let's go through here and to all these places. So it really didn't take too much time. And it was more of a spontaneous thing. But I encourage you, especially if you're in any of the Central Florida regions, try it. It's fun, I mean, it's low cost. Um, and there's several different major spots along the way, and then you get to see something new, a different perspective at least.
Yes, absolutely. Go
Yep.
and one of the things that they have here in Tampa, if you guys are in the Tampa area,
Mhm.
is the Tico streetcar. And the Tico
Yes,
streetcar
in downtown.
is a trolley
Yes.
system that is
Ooh,
free. It is
okay,
100% free. So, and it
nice.
goes there are about 12 or 14 stops, and they stop at all of the major attractions like the
Oh,
Florida Aquarium. They'll stop at
really?
Ybor City if you wanted to take a historic ride on the streetcar. And the nice thing is on the streetcar, there's the driver, the conductor, I guess, if you will, they
Mhm.
actually narrate and tell you the history about
Oh,
the
that's
places that you're
cool.
Like
going,
telling you the
and
history.
it's
Yes.
such
Nice.
a cool experience for kids.
Really?
Maybe for infants, not so much because 'cause they're not really understanding what's happening, but they're
Mhm.
just in something other than their car seat. But for kids who are, like, getting older, like, I'd imagine for, like, Naomi, she's,
Yeah.
just it's starting to get to that age where she's
Yes.
curious.
Yes.
Then,
They're very
um
adventurous.
and right, and you'll get to see all of these things,
Yeah.
and
Nice.
it's absolutely free, and it's, I think, a
I have a
great
question.
experience.
So what does TICO stand for?
TECO is the Tampa Electric Corporation. So that's
Ah,
TECO, TECO. They're the folks that are the providers of all the electric uh, energy here in the
okay.
Tampa area. So
Okay,
different
so
energy companies, but TECO, yeah, they're the ones that do it. So they obviously have a lot of money
Mm.
because especially during the summer months, we use a lot of electricity.
yeah.
And
Wow, but that's definitely something to do there and at a low
Oh,
cost. So even if you're
yeah.
visiting, that's
I
also a
wonder what our brethren po from Tampa is their favorite family time with their family that is low cost
you
budget.
know what?
oh,
That
Yes.
actually is a
cool.
great idea. If you are in the chat and you want to
Yes.
share an idea, please throw in an idea, whether
Yes.
wherever it is you happen to be, whether it's Tampa, whether it's in the Central Florida region, or even in your country, because I know we've got folks that are in different places. I know,
Yes.
brother, we have our favorite fan from Las Vegas, brother Adrian, who's joined us this morning. If you've got some free ideas, throw them in the chat right now. So this way we have
Yes.
a place we can go back and look.
Give
Yeah.
And if
some
you're ever in
ideas,
the area,
share.
so
Yes.
throw out some free family fun ideas for us. But
Yeah.
let's jump down to the next couple of things because I want to be sure that we're touching on these because I want to do. What do you guys think? We should do a whole show on each of us, like bringing our favorite family fun activity uh,
Sure.
to and then
Yes.
we can kind of talk about it here and share it with everybody, so this way they can experience it for themselves, and maybe it's an
Mhm.
idea that they can use in their own family. But we want to be sure that the kids understand that we want to give them some tips on how to make these moments special
Mhm.
because for kids, again, it's not so much about like for parents, right? We
Mhm.
just value
Mhm.
being able
Mhm.
that our kids want to actually spend time with us,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And right now, Sister Liza, Naomi and Noah are kind of the age where they like hanging out with you.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm guessing
Yes.
Joy,
So,
with your boys, especially as you're getting older, are you finding it a little bit more difficult to kind of get them to join the activities, or are they still kind of clingy?
You know what? They're definitely not clingy anymore. The boys are definitely not clingy anymore. But I'm really grateful that they do still want to spend some time with us every now and then. They'll say like, "Hey, when are we going to go out to eat, or when are we going to do something like the amusement park thing?" They're asking. We live here in Florida. When are we going to go to the next amusement park? Things like that. So I'm really grateful for that. But it's not like how it was when I was in that season where it's like where they always want to be with me anymore. Or
well,
they
I'm happy my kids are still like that
I
po.
was gonna say,
yeah.
Because yes, because
yeah.
every Friday when it's weekend, they're looking forward to it that, oh, it's Friday, it's movie night. So what are
Oh,
we gonna do is we're gonna
Oh,
get some
nice.
popcorn, and then we alternate which movie we're gonna pick. But of course, mostly it's the kids who pick the
yes.
movie that we're gonna watch. So
Oh.
there is this time that you have to dive whatever they want to do, but
Mhm.
sometimes, of course, we parents we get tired. Then we have to we have they my husband go to work, so I stay at home. I take care of the kids, and
Mhm.
then oh, I have to go to the church because my husband has a caucus, and then my Naomi's gonna say, "Oh, it's what day is today? It's Tuesday. Oh, you're going to church."
Oh.
So they understand the
Yeah.
schedule routine.
Right.
Now, when it's Thursday, or you have a worship service, maybe on weekend we can do something.
Hmm.
Like Robert said, you have to know your time.
Yes.
And then we have to know our budget, what we could do. Okay, we can only do this one. We can just go to the park. We can play board games,
Mhm.
simple board games.
Are you
And
already
then
learning how to bargain with Noah? Is Noah learning how to bargain with you?
Noah only wants to play Monster Truck. And that's the struggle right now. Sometimes when we want to watch a movie, no, no,
That's
only
your
Monster
struggle.
Truck.
Yeah.
Yes,
Not
It's not
Noah's.
it's not
Noah's.
Noah's struggle.
No, it's not.
yeah. So what I'm gonna do sometimes is I'm gonna give him iPad. Okay, you can watch Monster Truck in this iPad. But you know what? What's funny is he's gonna ended up watching the movie with us.
Yes.
In the end, yeah,
Exactly.
because
And I
So
think
at
you should
first
have to.
he's gonna struggle at first, but at the end he's gonna watch movie with us,
he's
and
already
that's
learning.
a nice family time. Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Sister Liza, as you're going to learn very quickly, we are the fastest 30 minutes on
Yes.
radio, and we're already at the bottom of the hour, Sister Joy. I mean, we blinked an eye and
Oh
we're here.
yeah.
Um, but
Just
we're so grateful that all of you were able to join us today. Welcome to the show, Sister Liza.
Yes.
We were looking forward to having you on
Mhm.
on a regular
Thank you so
basis.
much.
I want to thank, of
Thank you
course,
so
Sister Joy for joining us and keeping us joyful there in Orlando in the central part. I'm Brother Robert Topalis here in Tampa, Florida. And of course, we'd love to have you. Please stay tuned because coming up next is going to be INC Radio Washington, D.C. with their Unstoppable program. So until then, we'll see you next week here on Sunny Side Up Family Talks.
Bye po.
Good morning and